In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a great little gardening gift and turn this into this in 3 easy steps. And it can cost you as little as nothing. Hi, I'm Robin. Welcome to Robin's Container Garden. So a few months ago, I got a really thoughtful gift. One of the neighbors was taking part at work in a raffle or something and ended up with something that they don't use because they only grow flowers, they don't grow veg, and they received this and they thought that I would like it. And what it is a little kit. It's a complete grow kit for Anaheim chilies. And what's inside is what inspired me. So you've got seeds, you've got a little book, a little instruction manual thingy, you've got a little propagator tray and a lid that goes on top, and you've even got 3 little core pots that you can use to plant in the ground. And in addition to that, you've got 3 little plant identifiers, little labels, and a bag of potting mix. So I thought, how can I recreate that? I don't just have these little cylinder things just sitting around the house. So what I thought was, this would actually be something really nice for some of my friends who are new gardeners that are not they're not seasoned gardeners. They haven't really done much gardening, but they want to grow something. And these are people that I know from talking to them myself, that they want to grow something. And of course, you know from a couple of videos back, that's my new motto for 2023 is grow something. So I'm going to try to help that out. So what I was trying to figure out was what kind of container can I put this in? And then it dawned on me, a crisp tin. Now there are other crisp tins out there, so this is not the only crisp tin, but it's the only one that I could get my hands on. So what I thought is that I would show you how I'm going to make this into a gift for a new gardener in just a few simple steps. So first of all, you need to get a tin. If you don't eat crisps, we don't eat these. So what I did was that I put a post on our local community Facebook page and asked if anybody had any of these empty tins, and I got this one. You'll want to wash it out, so be really careful though when you do wash it out. This is cardboard, so if that gets too wet or stays wet too long, it'll start to break down. So when you do wash it out quickly and then dry it out immediately so it stays nice and solid. So you'll want that. You're going to want something to cover that up. You don't want to give it to them like that because they'll think you're giving them a tin of crisps. And you don't want that. So you want to cover it up. So what I've got here is some kind of pretty paper that I use. I actually use this when I do my bookbinding. So this is some of my bookbinding paper. And I thought it was kind of festive with the stars on it, which I thought was really pretty. So I cut it sort of to size, but we'll deal with that in a minute. You'll need something for them to plant the seeds in. So I tend to make my own yogurt, but when I don't make my own yogurt, what I do is I buy yogurt, and whatever the yogurt pots are, I usually will keep them because I can use them in different ways around the house and especially in the garden. So I took one of these that's got the big edge on it, and I cut the edge right back and I put some drainage holes in it. So I ended up with this. So this is what we're going to put in the tin for the soil to go into to plant the seeds. I did put some drainage holes in here, quite a few drainage holes. So when you write up your instructions, you'll want to make sure that you say, put this on something that doesn't mind getting wet, like a saucer or a little tray or something, because the moisture will run out the bottom. And then you're going to need a propagator lid. Now, again, I'm all about reusing things. So this is another little yogurt pot, and that is going to fit on just like that when it's in the windowsill while it's getting ready to germinate. Now you can put some sellotape on either side so it doesn't knock off, and then as soon as the seeds germinate, you just take that off and set it aside, and then this is your little growing pot. So there's those two things. Again, no outlay there. You're also going to need some seeds. I'm going to use basil seeds. I love me some basil. Y'all know I'm all about the basil. So what I'm doing with these is that I'm going to take about 5 to 7 of them and put them in a little paper envelope. Now, we use these at work, and when I saw them, I thought this is absolutely perfect for storing seeds in. So I bought some off of online. I bought some of these, and they're not very expensive, but I already had them, so I'm not putting any outlay in that either. And I will write on the envelope that these are basil seeds, and that, you know, it'll take about 5 to 7 days if it's warm to germinate, take a little bit longer in the winter. So you'll need that. You'll also need some soil. So what I did is that I had a Ziploc bag, and I put some of our own soil. Again, no outlay. There's no money being spent here. And I put some soil in the Ziploc bag. Now, you don't have to use a Ziploc bag. So I have another bag here. At work, we laminate things sometimes. And when we finish a laminating box, I always grab this little sleeve because I can find different ways to reuse it. So reusing it, you're still not spending any money. Now, you might see that there's a couple of little holes here, and those holes just need to be covered up with sellotape or something before you put any soil inside. And when you do put the soil in there, first of all, measure it out in your little yogurt pot to make sure you're giving them enough. And then when you put it in your bag, just seal it up really good so it doesn't come out while it's in the container here. So that's another option to use. Just find some kind of plastic bag you've got around the house that you can reuse. So this is actually costing me nothing to put together. So it is, it's just some time. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your paper and you want to measure. And the best way to do that, I'm going to move that down here. The best way to do that is take the lid off of this and lay it down and roll it. And you're just going to roll it until you have an overlap. And you're just going to cut that through. So we'll just cut that this way. Now you can use any kind of paper. You can use like brown paper. I used brown paper for a long time to wrap presents in. And it lasts a long, long, long time. And you can use wrapping paper if you want it to be really festive. So I'm just going to test this around. There's a little bit of an overlap down here. So what I'm going to do, you could use a straight edge too on this. Probably would be better, but this is just a quick way of doing it. Want a nice clean edge. So we have it all wrapped up like that. So this is wrapped up now. This is all wrapped up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape it. On the inside. Oops. Yeah. Just tape that there on the inside, just like that. And then make sure it's nice and tight. And it goes all the way around. Now, what you can do is you can either use double-sided tape, you can use glue, or grandma taught me this trick when I was a kid, is that you just you make your own double-sided tape. And you would put that at the top, one at the bottom, and one in the middle. Now, if you're using double-sided tape, you just go all the way down the edge. But this is just to kind of get us good and sealed. So we're going to tighten that all the way around, and then we're going to just press it down. And remember, this is just to put in the container. So now we've got a really pretty little container there that can be used, and you don't even know what kind of container it is. It could be anything. And it doesn't even smell like the crisps that were in there. So that's the first step. So we've got a covered container. Now, again, this is a little bit of a raw edge here. You could tape that down. You could glue it. You could do whatever you wanted to do to it. I'm just gonna make sure that when I'm putting it together that's the front. So that's going to be the front that the person sees when they get their gift. So that's your first step. And your second step is getting your seeds put into the little container or the little envelope. So these are seeds that I used this year outside. And I've grown these indoors as well, so I know that they grow inside really well. So I'm gonna count out. I'll just put that many in there, just a little sprinkling of them. Now putting them in the paper will keep the seeds from getting moist. So you'll want to do something like that. The gift that I had them in a little plastic bag, which is not ideal, but I guess for purposes for that particular thing to purchase it would be. So I'm just taping that shut. So I'm gonna write lemon basil on here. So that's done. So that's your next step. And then, seriously, we're almost done. We're literally almost done. So, if you want to put labels in, you can put labels in. You can also write basil on the outside with a Sharpie. So, the person knows that that's what that is. So, the next thing is just loading everything up. So, I'm going to put the soil inside. I'm going to put the seeds inside, and I write up the instructions on how to get it started. Then I'll put those in there as well. And then this, you'll see, doesn't fit completely over, and neither does that. So this lid is not going to fit tight on like it would if those weren't there, but I couldn't find anything small enough to put inside there to use as a pot. So what I would have to do is to tape that around onto the top, but I'm going to put some ribbon on there. So that's it. That is literally it. All you have to do now is to decorate the tin. You can make it into like a Nutcracker soldier. You could make it into a Santa Claus. You could make it into a wee angel or something like that. But the point is that you've got everything you need in here. The soil, the pot, the propagator lid, the seeds, everything to get somebody started growing something on their windowsill. I've never been one for overstatement. I don't like to make things too overly decorative. So this is it. I put a ribbon around it, put a little gift tag on it, and that's all it is. That's very simple, very cheap, and it's a very thoughtful gift to give to someone that wants to grow something for the season. Now, if you don't have access to these, or you want to give like a 3-inch pot with it, you want to do a few extra seeds, you know, and not just one seed in one set. You want to give something different, you can use a gift box. I received this last year for Christmas. Received a gift inside this last year for Christmas, and you wouldn't even have to wrap this one because it's all done for you. You just put your stuff in there and put a bow on it and a little gift tag, and then you're done. But you could also use one of these wine bottle gift bags, and you just open it up and put all your stuff inside and stack it all in there and just give that instead. And that would make a really good way. And to be honest, you could even put that in there. If you want to get really dressed up, you could put that in there. Although somebody sees you coming with one of these, they're going to think there's a bottle in there. But anyway, that's the idea, and I hope you enjoyed that. So I hope that's helped you. It's a great little gift to give to someone that is new to gardening. You might have a neighbor who has admired your garden and has showed an interest in maybe starting to grow something. Maybe someone at work that you've talked to that would appreciate something like this. I know that I appreciated it, and I'm already a gardener, and it was a nice gift for me to receive as well. So make up a couple of these. If you don't have anybody in mind to give them to, maybe hang around until closer to Christmas, and you can give those. You can give those to anybody any time of the year, actually. So I'm really hoping to also put out a video every couple of weeks through the winter. I was wanting to stay to my once a week, but there's just too much going on, and there's no daylight when I get home from work, so I can't do my filming after work during the week. I have to do it on the weekends. So I'll be doing one every couple of weeks, and I'll get back into a normal rhythm again. And if you don't want to miss those, all you have to do is subscribe and hit the little bell, and you'll get the notifications when a new video comes up. But until next time, take care, stay safe. Bye, y'all.